been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff, and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so. You see, the island is the site of a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of ArmsTech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
By the way, hello everyone! I've started recording, and I didn't think to give my introduction because I had kind of a false start. Or rather, several false starts. So, hopefully this will work better. Now, there are a lot of these tapes for our briefing. I don't really want to go through all of them because that'll pretty much be all we do tonight if that's what I did. So, instead I want to do something a little bit different. Now, we didn't get to finish Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Colonel, I don't work for the government anymore. Let me go back to Twin Lakes.
Why, Snake? Is your life in Alaska all that great?
There's a dog sled race this week. Next Saturday, I have to be in Anchorage.
The Iditarod? The longest sled race in the world? When did you become a dog musher?
Right now, my 50 Huskies are my only family. I've got to take care of them.
Don't worry about your dogs.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, Snake, but this vessel is headed for the Bering Sea. There's no room for debate.
I told you, even if I do owe you, I don't owe anything to this army or this country.
You will accept this assignment.
Why should I be stupid enough to do that? I'm no patriot.
Snake, there's enough dirt in your file from your days as an agent to keep you in the stockade until you're a very old man.
Oh, I see. Blackmail.
No, Snake. I prefer to look at it as helping you come to a decision more easily. But anyway, I know you better than that. You take this assignment even without the threat.
Why do you say that?
You're a natural-born soldier. You're not the grow old gracefully type. It's the same for all of us who've seen real action. The only place we can feel truly alive is on the battlefield. I'm a soldier too. I know those feelings of powerlessness, frustration that you feel every day. You've tried to play the Boy Scout out there in Alaska, but you can't race dogs in the snow forever. Why don't you come back to us and be a soldier again?
You think my life is some kind of a joke?
Snake, I just want to give you back your purpose in life.
Actually, that does kind of remind me of why I wanted to show off one of those in the first place. There is actually one last piece of that. Yeah. I think it's this one. Let's just watch this one, and then I'll send a link maybe
Foxhound,
to the rest of
your
them.
former unit, and one that I was a commander of. An elite group combining firepower and expertise. They're every bit as good as when I was commanding them.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter.
Looks like a lovely bunch of folks. Too bad we'll be meeting under these circumstances.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes. And you're the only person who can stand against him.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake. The man with the same codename as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS. His job was to track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching platforms. You were there too, I believe. Didn't you infiltrate Western Iraq with a platoon of Green Berets?
I was just a kid myself back then.
The details are classified, but it seems that originally he penetrated the Middle East as a sleeper for the SIS.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never once showed his face in Century House. He was taken prisoner in Iraq, and after that there was no trace of him for several years. After you retired, he was rescued and became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using code names.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that even I can't look at it. Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
I have a twin?
I don't know the details, but it seems so. That's why we really need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't. I can see it in your eyes.
Why don't I find that thought more comforting?
Sorry about that, I had my microphone turned off. So, because I was trying to set something up and I didn't want any sound to come through. But, so anyway, there's actually a part of that, there's actually a part of one of those briefing files where Snake actually asks for scissors and cuts his hair because he doesn't want to look exactly like Liquid. I just thought that was an interesting touch. So, I really want to go over the story of... as you may have noticed, this game has very much more of a narrative focus than the previous games, and as such, I wanted to go over the previous games and their story in a way that would kind of get it set up to show, you know, the new narrative focus, to get it set up for the new narrative focus. So let's just get some music started here because they don't have any on this. I don't know how loud this is going to be. So, in the first game, as you all know, the year is 1995, and we have the Western nations found out a weapon of mass destruction capable of rewriting war history is under development at Outer Heaven. They have called upon Unit Foxhound. I think that's going to be a bit loud. They have called on Unit Foxhound to take care of the situation. The man with the codename Fox was sent in because he was the best member of the unit. But he was captured, and he sent a message about Metal Gear. Big Boss selected Solid Snake, who had just recently joined Foxhound, and entrusted everything to him. So, Snake, as we saw, got in contact with each of the contacts in the local resistance, and then Snake managed to, with their cooperation, Snake managed to succeed in rescuing Gray Fox, who then told about all of the terrifying facts about Metal Gear. A nuclear warhead-equipped two-legged walking tank. It can conduct local warfare by itself, and there's a whole lot of detail about that, apparently. Dr. okay, so Snake rescues the chief engineer and his daughter. Snake sneaks into Outer Heaven, sneaks further into Outer Heaven. This is getting really loud. But all kinds of well-designed traps are set up as though all of his actions are being leaked to the enemy. However, Snake's indomitable spirit leads him to the 100th floor basement of the secret base where Metal Gear was developed. Evading the powerful defense system that wipes out all intruders, Snake ultimately succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. He tried to escape Outer Heaven upon completing the mission. However, during the escape, he was confronted by one man, Foxhound Commander-in-Chief Big Boss. Big Boss laughed at the astounded Snake and told him of the truth about his mission. So Big Boss, it turns out, was the person running Outer Heaven. He was the bad guy all along. He was our commanding officer, and he sent in this rookie Solid Snake, who managed to completely destroy his plans. The only reason he sent this rookie soldier that was Solid Snake was to cause information confusion against the West. Having lost Metal Gear, Big Boss activated self-destruction system, and while the destruction continued, they fought. He screamed, "You have gone too far, too far!" So they fight in the 100th floor basement. The battle between two men free of ideology and politics. This sounds like it was written by Snake. And the armed fortress nation Outer Heaven collapsed. The impenetrable fortress made from the best military technology and occupied by the toughest mercenaries burned in flames. Alright, let's set up the next song. So, that was Metal Gear Solid, or that was Metal Gear 1. Metal Gear 2 took place 4 years later. It was obvious the supply of petroleum would run out faster than expected. There's some stuff about a new energy source, and Dr. Keo Marv invented Oilix, a microorganism that refines petroleum to produce a highly purified form of petroleum. And so, just when the world's attention was drawn to Oilix and Dr. Marv, he was abducted by someone and disappeared. As people investigated, a name soon appeared that was Zanzibar Land. It's the dumbest name. So anyway, Zanzibar Land was a democratic military regime that suddenly appeared in Central Asia in 1997. When their uprising took place, the CIS army, formed around Russia, sent a suppressive unit immediately. Okay, blah blah blah. None of this is actually relevant that much, to be honest, to what we're about to do. So let's move on to stuff that's more relevant to what Solid Snake is up to. So, okay, here we go. Concerned about the situation, the United States ordered Roy Campbell, Commander-in-Chief of High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound, to rescue Dr. Marv. So we met Roy Campbell, the man who was just briefing us in that mission. He brought back Solid Snake, the man who single-handedly brought down the armed fortress nation of Outer Heaven 4 years ago, and asked Snake to bring back both Dr. Marv and Oilix. So, Dr. Petrovich, Dr. Madnar, the person who was who we rescued in the previous game, was also kidnapped and forced to develop another Metal Gear. So I guess when Snake rescued him, he found out that Big Boss was again the general commander of Zanzibar Land. He was the antagonist yet again. So when, okay, so people died and bad stuff happened. And then, while unable to do anything to save Natasha, who was apparently somebody important, Snake started hearing a well-known voice. It was Gray Fox. As you may recall, someone we rescued in Metal Gear 1. The best soldier in Foxhound. He apparently had disappeared after Outer Heaven, as if he had disappeared with Big Boss. But, eventually, Snake ended up... Okay, just skipping past a lot of this. Petrovich attacked Snake. Snake easily put an end to him, and obtained the structural plan of Oilix. So, while trying to escape, Snake was confronted by Metal Gear again, controlled by Gray Fox. The battle took place in the underground base. Snake finally managed to succeed in destroying Metal Gear, but Gray Fox challenged Snake to the final battle. In the midst of a minefield, Snake and Fox fought without any weapons, a fist-to-fist duel involving no hatred or murder intent. During that weird moment of purity... Okay, that just got weird. But anyway, Snake ended up winning, and Gray Fox, I guess, died. And Snake ended up fighting Big Boss. And to answer your question, Ruffin Guy, Gray Fox is suddenly bad again, because it turns out he was working for Big Boss all along. He was loyal to Big Boss. Let's see, what was that? Just like 4 years ago at Outer Heaven, Big Boss was waiting for Snake. One who has experienced the tension of battle can never leave the battlefield. I am the one giving you something to live for, and that is war. Big Boss tries to convince him that that he has given him purpose in war. But Solid Snake will have none of it. Only one battle I have to fight, Snake says, to free myself from you, to shatter the nightmare. But Snake ends up killing Big Boss. I like that it skips over how Snake kills Big Boss. I would like to point out that Snake kills Big Boss by... he has no weapons at the time. He still is weaponless from his fight against Gray Fox. But then when he fights Big Boss, Snake has to run around and search for items he can pick up as Big Boss is shooting at him. Is running around chasing him and shooting at him. And he manages to find a lighter and an aerosol can, and he uses them to make a makeshift flamethrower that he uses to burn up Big Boss. That is how you beat Big Boss in that game. I just wanted to point that out. So, Big Boss's last words kept ringing in Snake's head. Whoever wins, our battle does not end. The loser is freed from the battlefield, but the winner must remain there. And the survivor must live his life as a warrior until he dies. Snake then disappeared into the white lands of Alaska, alone. Alright. So, that was a little Metal Gear history lesson. Technically, we don't actually have time because of all of our technical issues. If that Big Boss is the same as Ground Zero's Big Boss, why is he evil? That has never been fully explained. There is actually but there will be an explanation. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain is supposed to explain that. Oh hey, now we actually will get a chance to view that demo video again. So let's watch the actual demo video. Yeah, The Phantom Pain. This is what I meant to start this video with, but I didn't actually get the chance to.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation, and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Alright. So, after that incredibly lengthy introduction that I've given to this, it's such a long build-up. Let's actually start the game. Even though technically, it actually is midnight. But because of all the technical issues, I really feel like I should go ahead and get started, especially since I haven't shown off any actual gameplay to this yet. So let's go ahead and get started. Game level? Well, I'm sure extreme is exactly what we need. No, I'm gonna play normal.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
What's funny is he didn't actually say that. But there's stuff in the water. There's a ration. That's always nice. We have a pretty big O2 gauge here. I'm not sure if we could actually climb up that way, but I'm gonna go this way. I think there may have been one more item in Twin Snakes, but I'm not playing Twin Snakes. So as you can see, this already has much more narrative focus than the other games we played. Yep. Alright, and so we've got this guard here who's getting pretty close to the elevator there. Don't want him to turn around and see us. Alright.
Snake, there's an elevator there you can take up to the ground. You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You better hide somewhere.
So the elevator isn't here yet. And there's no way to call it that I can see. Just gotta wait for it. Slowest and most tense game of Pac-Man. I can see that. Actually, this is PS1 graphics. Oops. Oh, okay, nobody heard that for some reason. But stepping in the water is kind of a bad idea for the most part. Oh, dang. Well, I heard it that time. Okay. I was in the middle of trying to find something or trying to do something and kind of didn't pay attention to their movement there. This does not bode well. I have no weapons, so there's not really many ways I can deal with these guys. I just have to wait. Wait for them to turn around, pretty much. I'm not sure if you can snap necks in this game or not. I don't really remember. Yes, yes you can. I knew you could in the Twin Snakes version.
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
So that's what dying is like in this game. I just wanted to demo that. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, this game pulls no punches. This game is, especially at the very beginning, you have no weapons, so there's not really a whole lot you can use. It really drives home that, oh, I almost got caught again. It really drives home that you really don't have the ability to fight these guys. I see there's a puddle there, so running across there would probably make him look over here. And I don't really want that. And the elevator still isn't there, right? Pretty sure. Just have to wait for it. Oh, here we go. Get a power pellet, yeah. Okay, now I have to worry about the guys coming in, as well as the guys who are already patrolling this area. Now the reason I crouched down there was because there was a guard looking directly at me. But I was able to crouch behind that box and he didn't see me. Yeah, I always have trouble there too. Hello, Xanakin. No tuxedo. Yeah, this is a fresh playthrough. I haven't gotten both endings here.
It's Snake. I'm in
Yeah,
front of the
PlayStation 1.
disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
So you said the sound is a bit too low. Is this better?
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
All right. Oh, okay. There was no transition there. It just suddenly is gameplay now. So, this is Metal Gear Solid. Oh. Man, what do I even... They pretty much said everything that there was to say. As you can see, this game has a much more narrative focus. It has a lot more hand-holding than the previous games. It definitely tells you a lot more.
Surveillance camera?
Like that. It tells you like that.
Whose footprints are these?
So, one thing that I kind of like about this game, and all the games in this series, is that it has kind of a Watchmen kind of aspect to it, where it seems like that's a way I could get in if I wanted to right now. I think there's some items I want to get first. And this is entirely the wrong place for it. Well...
That base must have some kind of ventilation system
Okay,
to
yeah.
recirculate the air.
We already
There should
talked
be.
about that. Yeah, I probably don't want to go through this without a gun. So, I kind of wanted to come up here just because it was quick, pretty much. But I think it would be better if I would go ahead and get a weapon. Because there is one very nearby. And I believe one of them is in this truck. SOCOM! Now we have a weapon. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. There's also an item in here, I believe. Don't really remember what it is. But I remember that there was one. Uh-oh. Oops. Now this game kind of differs from a lot of the others in that your health is your health bar is very, very small in the beginning. And you can carry very, very few rations. Oh, wow. How did that see me? I guess it was pointed straight down for some reason. I didn't know they did that. I have a gun, but...
I heard something.
Wow, he actually heard me throw that, man. I guess that makes sense, but I just didn't expect that to be in this game. Ah. I'd rather not kill them if I don't have to. Oh, it was like that in Metal Gear? Well, I guess it kind of... Well, I didn't throw anybody in Metal Gear. You couldn't throw people in Metal Gear.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
McDonald Miller is Kaz. We met Kaz in Ground Zeroes. Same guy.
Snake, you've got to think. Your mind is your most dangerous weapon. If things are getting too complicated, try to simplify your thoughts. You can also try calling Campbell for advice.
Thank you, Master Miller. You are so helpful. So that's Master Miller. That's Kaz. He's about as helpful as he was in Ground Zeroes.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done 3 people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah. Say he's using stealth, too.
Stealth? There's an intruder besides me?
Anyway, I want you to increase the security detail on the chief.
So, the first floor basement ventilation shaft is apparently pretty important. Gotta remember that. Looks like we got a got a camera there. Bunch of boxes, but nothing that I can use. I do like that that you can kind of press up against this stuff to look in, but you can't really control it that much. But it is interesting that you can see what the rooms look like anyway. Can't really see anything useful in it, but... nope, not that way. I guess it was this way, yeah.
Press the action button to drop down.
Alright. That's helpful. First, I gotta get this. A ration. We already used 1 ration because I got caught. I made a dumb mistake.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
So, we got here, which this has 3 chaff grenades, which is pretty nice. Had a bunch of items and had a helpful conversation. But it also has the longest way you have to sneak before you actually get to where you're trying to go. Well, now we have the thermal goggles. I guess it is kind of lined with stuff we can use, though. So it's not so bad. We can't jump down here because, I mean, we could if this were the twin snakes, but we can't just jump down in this game. We could go in that room if we had a key card, but we don't. Now, we know we're supposed to go to the first floor basement, because that conversation made it really obvious.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Right, so we can't go in that door, but we heard that there was a ventilation shaft.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder,
Snake, this is how you
just press.
this is how you climb a ladder. Well, let's go this way first.
Oh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
So, a woman is built. I wonder who we could be talking about. So, yeah, a lot of people tell Snake exactly how to do various things in this game, and it's stuff that he should really know how to do, but the player doesn't necessarily know how to do them. The action button is pretty much how you do everything, though. Aside from, you know, things like shooting and most of the major stuff, aside from just general interaction. Oh, a woman, not him. The thing is, you can actually leave and come back, and she'll be doing a different animation. And if you do that, yeah, maybe I just have to move a little bit. No, it doesn't change. The only way that changes, I think, is if you leave the whole ventilation shaft and come back.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
And so, but if you look at her again, after leaving and coming back, which I don't think is gonna work, then she will actually be doing a different exercise, and if you do that enough, eventually she'll have her pants off. She'll be in, like, shorts or something.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between ArmsTech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of ArmsTech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha.
Stop repeating everything.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Dead.
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
So you can see why I wanted to go ahead and do Metal Gear Solid instead of Metal Gear 1 and 2. This is so much faster paced. So we just heard some signs of a struggle outside, and our door just kind of opened. Our radar shows somebody is right outside our room. But there's not really anything we can do about that right now. Can't even shoot in first-person mode. So, we'll just have to go on out there.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot!
When he says don't think, shoot, he's talking not just to Meryl, or not just to that woman, but to the player as well. Oops, I kind of spoiled that, didn't I? I am not very good at the shooting in this game. I'm just going to straight up tell you.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
So this is basically the shooting tutorial. It kind of does need one. It's really hard. Ah. Oh, get out of the way of the grenade. Whoops. I kind of wonder if this will work. I mean, it should eventually, right? Theoretically. You should get knocked out eventually. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Oh, you can only KO by choke? Oh man, that must make that really hard.
Thanks for that help.
Wait! Who are you?
So, the way her, the way she was running just now is important.
Killed him.
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
The end, it's important for something later.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
So, now I have, now it has been over an hour for this video. I think I'll go ahead and save and then I'll end the video. I think it's probably enough for the night, actually. I've gone way over time. Way past the time I normally do. So, this will probably be how I end it.
What's up, Snake?
Oh. I think it's, yeah, there we go.
Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China. But I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
Alright, and with that, I think that's it for tonight. I hope you'll join me next week as I'll be playing through, you know, at our usual time. As I'll be playing through more of those indie games that we've been playing. I'll probably finish up Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and we'll continue Metal Gear Solid. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I did. I always do. And I hope I'll see you guys next week for more of our weekly stream. So, oh yes, and sorry about the issues. I don't know what was causing those. I imagine it's the various streaming services. There must be some big event going on I don't know about. Anyway, good night. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching the stream. Hope I'll see you guys next week.